Hey everyone's Chris here to talk about the book Junior Hero Blues by JK Pendragon. I won this book in a giveaway, and I'll put a link down to the Twitter channel of the person that I won it from, because it's been quite a while, and I don't want to get their name wrong, or their channel, or their Twitter name wrong, so I'll just have a link to that first thing down below. And this was a really good book. I'm really happy that I won it. There was a bunch of choices. You're supposed to rank the books in the order that you would want them, and this is my #1 pick, and I got it. And you know why it was my #1 pick? Because it's queer and it has a superhero. And so I was really excited for this, and I really enjoyed it. I think the first 100 pages of it, this is only about 170 pages, the first 100 pages of it, this was definitely a 5-star. There's a bit after that kind of docked it for me. You know how some people are just tired of time travel? There's something that I'm tired of that isn't time travel, but it's a big part of this book. And I think there was a big slumpy period right after around 100 pages where we're involving that issue, and then I kind of got over it. But still, I feel like that docked it a little bit, but then I had some other issues with just the pacing of the last 70 pages that made me knock it down a star. So I gave it 4 stars. But let's just talk about all the things that I loved about it that made it a 4-star. So this book follows Javier Medina. He is a young teen, I think he's 17. He's Spanish, and he is gay, and he's also a superhero. We learned a little bit about his origins, about how he got his powers, and how he started doing vigilantism before the Legion's like, hey, you can't do that, and he joined this big superhero Legion and started helping people with the Legion. So he's like a junior hero with this group, Junior Hero Blues. Javier is not very popular in school. He has one best friend named Kendall. Kendall has 2 mothers. And so all the diversity, actually, is pretty good. But he starts to date someone who's in a popular crowd, this popular jock character named Rick. And so he's doing his relationship with Rick, and also dealing with now having an arch nemesis named Jimmy Black. He gets involved in the crime early on that really is outside of his drug existing. He doesn't have the training for it, and ends up getting an arch nemesis named Jimmy Black. And so we're following the story of Javier, who's it's very interesting superhero. I think one of the parts that I loved about this is that he can fly with his sonic powers, but he's afraid of heights. Like, he's terrified of heights. And he hates he has to fall through the air to use his power. It always makes his stomach lurch. It always freaks him out, but that's part of his abilities, and I thought it was really interesting. He's not really the most clever superhero with his one-liners. His one-liners kind of are horrible sometimes. Like, they just completely land flat, and he knows it. And then there's points where it's like, you know, like, this is a superhero story, and there's going to be cliches, where like, this really cliche thing will happen, and he'll be like, I know you guys. I know what you're thinking, but just deal with it. So I really like him. I just really like Javier as the main character. Also, with his first relationship with Rick, which is a very big part of the story, it really felt relatable. You know, like that, all those feelings you have with your first relationship, like your first big intense relationship, because this is a very intense relationship for him. He's got these feelings, and they're strong, and you know, like, he hasn't had something like this. He hasn't been able to have something like this. Being a closeted, or even if you're not closeted, queer kid in high school, being a queer kid in high school is not easy. So he hasn't had it easy going up to this point. He does have really fantastic parents, and his parents are a very big part of the story. They parallel another family's who isn't as great as well. So I gotta admit that there's some stressful moments here when it comes to like coming out and dealing with homophobia and things for the story, just not for Javier necessarily. I really think his family was fantastic, and I loved seeing them and how much they cared and supported him throughout the story. Javier really enjoyed it. It's only 107 pages. I can't really talk that much about it because I feel like I could spoil anything. But I really, really liked it. I love Javier. I like Javier and Rick's relationship. I love his best friend Kendall. She's freaking awesome. And yeah, and I love his family. Javier's family is just so great. I mean, I feel like the scenes with them, like, I feel like even when they weren't great, like, they were understandable. You know what I mean? Like, they were being parents. They were being caring parents, and I understood that. You know what I mean? Like, they were just great. And I love YA stories that have the family kind of involved a bit, even if it's only a little bit. And this, I feel like the family was very involved in Javier's decision-making at times in the story, and I really like that. So, yeah, I definitely think you should check it out. I don't think a lot of people read this on BookTube, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I knew I had to review it after I read it because I just really, really liked it a lot. So, yeah, it's Junior Hero Blues from JK Pendragon. It's from Riptide Publishing, which is probably one of my favorite Emma romance publishers. I haven't read any YA from them until right now, and I'm excited to read more if they have more out there. So yeah, this is pretty good. Alright, that's it for my review. I really enjoyed this book, and I hope you all check it out. If you like this video, you should give it a like, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, you should totally subscribe. That'd be really, really nice. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.